Yes. Ah, almost got 2 in a row there. Woo. Yeah. Shorted a couple of those half reps. Whatever. Let's get to the ISO. Here we go.
YouTube, what is up? We are back with another upper body day today. We ripped arms with Locke, Welty, and intern Charles yesterday, so got a lot of the accessories done yesterday. I mean, we just got to pump in, but we got softball in. It is 6:30 right now. I have softball at 8, and it's a 30-minute drive, so that was 7. I got like 45-ish minutes here, so we're going to rip some bench. We're going to hit more of the main upper body lifts today. Bench, inverted rows for sure, some of the plyometrics and the twisting activities, rotational stuff, and then try to squeeze in everything else from there. We played like 2 hours of pickleball earlier today. Was crushing, actually. Felt good there, but kind of slept like shit a little bit last night. Just got to bed super late. Subbed for a church softball league. Dude, never again. My biggest pet peeve in the world is a catcher that cannot throw the ball back to the softball pitcher. I just discovered this. I think I've known this, but man, we were on this team where, I mean, it's like a 40-foot throw. It's literally just playing catch with your buddy, and every single pitch when you're in the field, it was a pitch. You would let it get by him. I mean, it's an underhand pitch. It's not like you're sitting there catching it. Most catchers just literally stand. Like, it's the laziest position in softball. Would let the ball get past him, fumble with the ball, and then throw the ball over our pitcher's head or 3-hop it to the pitcher, and it added at least 20 minutes of dead time to our game, and I will never do that again. But we hit nukes yesterday, felt really good with the swing. I want to get after my swing a little bit more this week. I felt a little sloppy last week, strictly because we got rained out on everything, dude. Monday, it was like Monday through Wednesday was rained out. Thursday we got to play. Thursday or Friday through Sunday was rained out. So didn't get a lot of softball reps in last week. I got 4 or 5, maybe 4 days of good BP and 1, 2. I think we BP'd 7. I'm trying to think. We BP'd Sunday. We BP'd Saturday. I think we still got 7 days in, but it was just like kind of sloppy. Like Monday, we went and BP'd and we got like 10 swings in before it started downpouring on us. Tuesday, I think I was off a tee. It was just kind of all over the place. So this week, I'm looking to kind of drill into that. This weekend, we got the Illenium concerts. Really excited for that. Kind of dopamine fasting a little bit for that this week. So we're going no phone in the room. That's always helpful for me anyways, but I've kind of been slacking on that, making content in my room. I got a little office space in my room, and I've been making content in there, and when I make content in my room with my phone, then I inevitably bring my phone closer and closer to my bed until I'm fucking in my bed sleeping with my phone, doing like TikToks at night. Like, can't have it. So no phone in my room this week. I'm going to stay away from EDM type music this week. We're going to try and stay a little bit softer this week. We're fasting, 24-hour fast on Thursday into Friday, and no smoking. We haven't smoked in 2 weeks now, so we're gonna stay off the smoking until this weekend, and hopefully have a high level of spiritual experiences this weekend. And I'm pumped. But until we get there, let's hit this 5-rep max. Let's go. All right. So lift we've hit before. 1 and 1.5 reps. So we're going all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, all the way up. We're working up to a 5-rep max there. Then we got a 2-minute ISO hold. Same thing we did last week with that incline. We're going to do the same thing. Rip in here. And should be a blast. Should be a titty popper. Let's get it. I don't know why it showed me benching with the bar. That was worthless. Let's put some weight on. So in between these, we got some 8-vector spinal twist, some some water bag rotational throws, and then some line hops with the plyo. So feeling pretty good. Again, I like to do the superset series early on in the bench press, so when it gets heavy in the bench press or heavy in the main lifts, I can just kind of rip the main lifts. And it feels like a good primer, warm-up, gets me all amped up, ready to go for this. You can obviously split the movement-based stuff and just do that first and then go here, but I kind of like pairing it. Saves a little bit of time, especially when I'm at 45-minute time limit here today. Let's rip. Definitely feeling the triceps from yesterday. Woo, let's go. Oh, one of my buddies on the way into the gym handed me some strawberry Sour Patch Kids, and I've never had the strawberry kind, and I don't recommend it because I don't want to be recommended candy, and I'm an addict. If I get a bag of Sour Patch Kids, I literally have to hand it out to everybody, otherwise I will devour the entire bag. Just zero mental toughness when it comes to candy. But the strawberry Sour Patch Kids, dude, oh, hit different. Definitely recommend. Let's get it. All right, then we got these 8-vector reaches. I think one of the benefits of the 8-vector kind of program, Bobby Stroup has popularized it. I know a lot of people have like kind of preached about it. DeMarco and Elon are very big into like the 8 vectors. Obviously, I'm against structuring like everything in your training, but what I think the 8 vectors does is for coaches that are stuck in their like, I need to have structure around movements and movement variety. I think it gives them way more movement variety for their athletes in a structure that doesn't seem like, oh, this is all just bullshit, right? So that's kind of like the weird premise around like just make things somewhat structured for coaches that are too analytical. And obviously the long-term goal is just get coaches out of their own heads to where they don't need to feel like they need that system. But there is a benefit in just like making unstructured and variety-based play sound smart, sound like a system for coaches, because now these athletes that otherwise wouldn't have got, like all they're getting is just straight up and down movement. Now it's a system, now it's an 8-vector system. Now Bobby Stroup and Elon have talked about it, so now we can implement it. And I think there is a very big benefit of it, right? So now we got our 8 vectors, we got forward, just like a compass. You got north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. Oh my God, the switch from the south. What'd I say, west? Yeah, that was right. I got that right. I got my compass right. I almost messed that up. But we got all those vectors. You got 8 vectors, and we're reaching. So I'm going to go right hand in this set clockwise, reaching forward. Back hand is going to reach into the opposite vector. So I'm going to reach forward, nice and long here. This one's the easiest, right? Then we're going to go northeast. Then we're going to go east. Then we're going to go southeast. And this is when it starts getting spicy. We're going to go south. Then it gets really spicy. We go southwest here, then we're gonna go west, more twist there, then we're gonna go northwest. This one really gets spicy. Northwest, right? Yeah, and we got north. Oof. And we just twist in through that pattern, and we'll go a couple times through. I'll go left hand, counterclockwise here, just to show that way. We'll go north. Just like that, ripping through. Now we'll hit left arm clockwise, right arm counterclockwise. I already did that one. Oh, just like that. Get a ton of twisting in there. I like that. Again, it's just a simple way to add some spinal twist into your program in a structured way, to where athletes maybe don't think it's too crazy, where the coach doesn't get too stressed out that they don't know what they're programming. I mean, you can hit all 8 of the vectors. You can do the same thing with the lunge. You can do the same thing in anything, right? You got your 8 vectors, play around in the 8 vectors. It's a great way to get into the variety of movement-based philosophy, right? And it feels amazing. So let's rip from there. And just like Lockett was talking about yesterday, how biasing some of his arm stuff with some mobility work to be able to get into some of those ranges of motion. I think the same thing is true for some of the rotational stuff we do. Warm up that spine, open up that spine, and then go twist in that spine under velocity or under load, and you get a lot of really good stuff in, and obviously you just get the warm up aspect too. But I think like the twist, I look at the twist, 8-vector twist, as more of a tissue prep thing, as more of like a range of motion thing, as more of a feel thing, as more of that feminine side, and then the rotational power stuff that we do as a little bit more of that masculine side, a little bit more of that speed side, a little bit more of that output side. So we got daddy hacks here with the water bag. Again, just using the water bag just because it's a new toy and I like using it and want to play around with it. So here we go. Boom. All right, let's get back to benching. one of the things, I almost forgot this part of it, we're at our plyometrics. 8 touches as fast as possible. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Actually, I think it's 1, 2. I can't remember. But we're going 8 touches fast as possible. I'm gonna count in my head once I get there to remember how I counted on the previous sets. I can't remember if I went 1, 1, or if I went 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll figure it out as I go. Here we go, as fast as possible. Oh, just like that. All right, so there's slight movements there. I think the fast twitch stuff with those plyometrics of the upper body are really good because it's not as taxing. It's not like a big drop, it's just slight movements. But it's really powerful for athletes that aren't as twitchy, aren't as fast with that upper body, and you kind of get that like punching motion done for those athletes. And again, building up the hands, wrists, shoulders under that more velocity side of things rather than always just force. Doesn't mean we don't do force. Obviously we do that with some of the depth drops we do. But I think some of these smaller type movements, the quicker type movements can be a little bit more of a prep activity for some of the bigger falls that you have your athletes do. And again, every time I talk about upper body plyometrics, try not to ramp your athletes too far up. If you've never done them before, build up the hands and wrists first, and then go into the bigger drops, go into the more volume with these. But once you have hands and wrists and shoulders that can handle this stuff, dude, there's nothing that will help your bench more. There's nothing that will help the way your upper body feels more, and there's nothing that will help the ability to like punch somebody, especially in like contact sports, more than these plyometrics, not because they're special, but because typically they're non-existent in a lot of athletes' programs. There's a lot of ballistic type actions, there's a lot of strength training actions, but there's none of that plyometric type motion, and I think it's really valuable for athletes. So let's get back to benching and let's go. All right, let's get 5 rep max. Tricep lockout is fucking sore from yesterday, but we will persevere. 2 more sets. Let's get it. I think I've been shorting that half rep just a little bit. I think I want to get a little bit more into that tension, so I've been bouncing here, getting to the point that I'm already good at. So honestly, like if I were to do these and I was really training bench press, my point I think I would do would be more that top half, lock that out, come back through, or more so middle point for me. So it's like this middle point, so it'd almost be like a 3/4 way pause. It'd be all the way down, 3/4 of the way up, then we come back on, then we go all the way up. So that'd be my specific weakness, because I can get it out. I can kind of drive off that chest pretty easy as long as I get it driven off that chest here, and I kind of find a little sticking point in this part. So if I was working a true bench press program, that's where I'd work for me. Athletes specifically, I'd work on different points there, but yeah, it's almost like a deep range like pulse that you get here. So it's a pulse all the way down, get another pulse there, then you drive back up. So an athlete that really struggles off the chest, it's 1 and 1/2 rep one would be really good. And it's really good for athletes to teach them how to use that leg and that drive, because they get 2 reps of that drive off the bottom. So it's here, drive, here, drive, all the way through, which I think is a powerful stimulus for a lot of athletes that kind of bench like in this flat board kind of thought process. So let's get it. God damn. It's way harder than it looks, I'm telling you. I think I'm gassed from yesterday's triceps, like I've been saying, but dang, that if it takes my initial drive away and I got to muscle up that bench, not as good at bench. Well, 1 more set, then go from there. All right, everybody knows when you have the 2.5 pound plates on, you're getting real desperate for just a win on the day. It's kind of like an arbitrary win. Obviously, I get the geeks, like the micro-loaded, like, oh, you just put 1 pound, you still PR. I fucking get that, dude. But really, at the end of the day, we're doing it because we need that ego check. We need that ego win, not ego check, an ego boost for the day. And so when we're down to the 2.5s, we all know what we're doing. Let's rip it. Holy shit. Yeah. Shorted a couple of those half reps, whatever. Let's get to the ISO. Here we go. All right, we got 2 minutes ISO here, locked out at the top. Same thing we did with that incline press. It's gonna be nasty, messed up a lot of our athletes today. And we're gonna do it as few sets as possible. I'm gonna make sure that my battery power saver is on. If anybody knows how to permanently turn off low power mode, please let me know, because it's one of the most frustrating things ever. I turn it off every day, and every day it keeps popping back on. But we'll throw our phone up there so we got our timer. We'll hit our 2-minute ISO, and we will love life. Let's go. Holy balls. So spicy. I gotta get my wrist a little bit farther out so they're not torqued in. Little break, and then we'll go. Oh, that phone almost just murdered me. Oh, that is fucking spicy. The wrists, the hands, man, they need some work there. You'll have to build up that locked out position. I think there's some spice there left to be found for me and a lot of athletes. That's a good one. Let's get to the accessories real quick, and then let's get out of here. We got this back bend variation. I posted this one on Twitter, the different variations of this back bend. So we'll start off 3 reps with this high box. We'll finish 3 reps with this low box here, right? So with all these back bends, all these bodyweight calisthenics, there are progressions and regressions. With our athletes this morning, I think we had like 6 different athletes doing 6 different levels of this back bend variation. Some athletes were just going straight to the ground and getting back up, and then some athletes were going as high as this GHR as their warm-up, right? And then some athletes in the middle. But I think as long as you're challenging the stimulus and where they're currently at, and you push them just a little bit farther from where they're currently at, they're gonna gain, and you can add more range of motion, more strength in some of these positions, better tissue quality in some of these positions, just better movement quality for these athletes in ways that are progress and regressible. Again, not that it always needs to be like there's an end goal. Like, it doesn't mean because we get an athlete to touch the ground and come back up that they're gonna be the best athlete in the world, but we have shown progress from where they were and their movement capabilities from where they were to where they currently are. And if that was a weakness for them, now we don't have that weakness and we can focus on other weaknesses there. But I think there's 2 kind of camps there with the bodyweight calisthenic type stuff. It's like no regressions at all. It's just kind of like free play, floating stuff. And again, that's not the end of the world, but like there's just nothing there. And then there's the camp that says you can't progress and regress them because of this camp. Like they're 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, so they never touch it. I think there's a nice middle ground in the middle, especially with athletes, that you can find to progress and regress a lot of these movements. So we're just gonna back bend here and touch, and then we come back up here. Reaching back, then we come back up. That was a fail, I'm a little bit too close. This is a nice, good one to get athletes better at going inverted. Then coming back up. 2 more. Just like that. And then, if that's too easy for an athlete, and they're crushing that one, the progression would be to do it on just a little bit lower of a box. And we'll move here. Make sure I get you set up here. You'll do the same exact movement on a little bit lower of a box. Obviously, this jump is a little bit bigger, but even if you didn't want to do as big of a jump here, again, it's pretty simple, right? You can add red box on top, and then what do you got? Like a foot difference, you lowered them a foot, right? So you can progress to lower them a foot. I'm gonna take off my hat here. Lower them to progress a foot. Coming here, coming back up, and then you would go. Once they get that, you can have them go here. Same thing. Coming back up. Now I gotta trust it. I was cheating there. I was kind of being a chicken shit, going over top of the shoulder. Now we want to go straight. Oh, gotta get. We had it against the wall this morning. Got to put it on something a little bit more steady, or I'm gonna eat shit on camera, and that'd be a bad look for the bodyweight gang everywhere. But last one here, rip it. Oh, just like that, right? And then the next progression, we're not gonna go there right now because I'm probably not gonna be able to get it, and I don't want to fail on camera for my ego. Here we go lower. here, and then from here, you go to the bench. From the bench, you go to the box. From the box, you go to the ground. But again, you can build up a lot of those progressions, regressions pretty simply, right? It's just takes a little bit of brain juice on your end as a coach. And I think a lot of times coaches just don't like actually working on the spot, right? Like we talk about how the lazy way of coaching is this like constraint-led model where you don't say anything, you do anything. It's like, dude, all of our sessions are a live. Everything we do has like 17 different variations that we can do. And it's much more like we have 7 athletes doing 7 different things that are better for them rather than sitting with a structured program, right? So just because you spend a lot of time on the front end picture perfect programming, like I think that's the lazy way for me to program. Like you have picture perfect program, you're never like adjusting on the fly because it's your program, right? I think the better way to do it is be a little bit more open with your stimulus, and then you're alive and you're adapting and you're actually being on the floor as a coach. And again, it makes it interesting as a coach when you're there too, because you actually get to use your skill sets. You see a struggle, you have an adjustment, or you can come up with an adjustment on the spot to help them progress and regress from where they're at. All right, so we're gonna hit some bent over or some inverted rows, and I think we got plate flips, and we'll see how much time we got, but we'll try to get all of this stuff in. Let's go. All right, then we got inverted rows, feet elevated. When you're doing inverted rows, progress your damn inverted rows. I see so many coaches and athletes that never wait during the rows. They don't use a weighted vest, they don't have to use anything. It's just an athlete just kind of ripping over and over again. Again, an inverted row is a bodyweight calisthenic that a lot of coaches are all right with using because it's like accepted, but then they don't progress, regress it, and it's the same shit. Like they're doing the same thing. If an athlete can do 8 inverted rows, they're not just gonna keep doing bodyweight inverted rows over and over again, right? Like give them some stimulus there, that's new. Or challenge the inverted row with range of motion or different variations. Like today, we had athletes hold the feet of another athlete. So instead of the bench, they would hold their feet so it's a little less stable. You had to stay a little bit more upright with your core or with your body. So it's a little bit more of a straight line and stabilize everything a little bit stronger. So just slight variations with this stuff or add weight. And I think it can be a moneymaker. Here we go. Got 8 of them. There we go. All right, let's see some plate flips. Let's go. Then, I think one of the lost meathead lifts of the 21st century is plate flips, right? We used to do them all the time as kids, and just this meathead Rocky like pinch grip thing. And I showed them the athletes this morning. And like this is how I realized like things are just like so kind of lost in their own sauce. Is not a single athlete knew what a plate flip was. So I was like, damn, dude, we used to do these like for funsies all the time as part of an upper body day. But you get that pinch grip, you get a lot of forearm work here, a little bit more athletic and fun way to do it. But you just got a plate, dude, and you're flipping. We did 50 total reps here, so we're here ripping just like that, flipping, catching, flipping, catching. You can add some tricks in. You can go flip around. I don't know if I really did a trick. You can do flip, switch, just like this. You can try to do like a 360. Oh, missed that just like that. A little bit more fun. Your goal, if you're an athlete, is to get the 45-pound flip. We got it once this morning. We ripped all of our 50. So with these, we also did fingertip push-ups this morning. I kind of hit these accessories with the athletes this morning. We did fingertip push-ups for 2 minutes and 50 plate flips here. But goal is get a 45-pound plate off the ground, flip it, catch it, and stick it. That was like a rite of passage in high school. If you get the 45-pound, you're a beast. And it was a struggle. We were doing it today. Only got it once, but we'll see if we can clutch up and do it on camera here. Let's rip it. Ah, damn, come on. Stop it before it hits the ground. Yes. Ah, almost got 2 in a row there. Let's hit the left arm, see if we can get one there. My grip is not very, like that pinch grip aspect, even when I climb, my fingers just sometimes feel like super weak. I think a lot of times in football, like I would like dislocate them and stuff like that. So that pinch grip, even in climbing, is something I really got to work on. But I thoroughly enjoy this aspect, but if you can get this one, you're a beast. Let's get it. Left arm. Come on. 1 more. 2 in a row. Ah, damn. All right, that was the first time getting in a left hand today. So we're gonna count that as a dub. Only thing left that we did this morning was 5 sets of 5 heavy curls, but again, we did those yesterday with lock-in, and then overhead triceps, which we also did with lock-in yesterday. We did some arms. So that's a full body day today. I'll kind of talk to you in a car on our way to softball, but let's go hit some nukes. All right, we are off to softball.
Pretty quick day today, but felt good. Was kind of off my schedule today. God, felt like I got crappy sleep. Just had church league softball until like 10 last night. Every time after softball, I don't fall asleep for like another hour and a half. I'm getting all wired up from it, and ready to go. Make sure I'm going the right way here. Get all wired up and ready to go for softball. But so today, kind of the schedule was kind of all off. I took a nap in the middle of the day just to reset. One of the things that helps me, I just kind of thought about this on the way out because like I'm feeling really good. It felt like I got everything done today, but it was just a little bit later than I would have liked. And I think in the past I would have really struggled and not got as much done today because I felt like trash at the beginning and because I got off on my timeline schedule, right? And one of the things that really helps me, especially on busy days, the days where I have a lot to do, I really try to just set like my main goals. Like I got to get my post done today. I got to get my YouTube series done today. I obviously got to show up to the gym. I got to get BP done. I got to get a workout done, whatever it is. It is the only things that are cemented for time-wise are the things that are cemented for time-wise. The rest of it is free play, right? So I knew I needed to take a nap today, or otherwise I was going to be a piece of shit and crabby all day because I got like 4 hours of sleep last night, right? So it doesn't matter where I take that nap, and it doesn't matter when I get the post done, okay? It doesn't matter when I eat breakfast. It doesn't matter any of these things time-wise. It just matters that I get those things done, okay? And so for me, it really is just like, don't stress about the time aspect of things, just get the thing done. So like I was just dying. I wanted to get everything done before I took the nap and like felt like I just need to earn the nap or I'm gonna groggy at the nap or like I waste the day if I took the nap. Took the nap until like 4 today. And so I had to kind of cram, but from 4 to like 7, it's 7:33 right now. I knew all the things I needed to get done. I needed to get my walk done, my post done, all these things done, all the business stuff online done. And I just crushed it. I got it done, right? Like I sped through it, got it done because I knew I needed to get those things done. They were the non-negotiables today, right? And it doesn't really matter time-wise. I think humans, especially me, myself, and a lot of people that I talk to, it's like we're bad at dragging things out, right? Like we're bad at like, we have tasks, and if we have all day to do those tasks, we will use all day. Like if I had all day to get those tasks done, I didn't need to take a nap today, I would spend all day getting those tasks done. Not better work, nothing like that. I would just spread it out a little bit longer. And I think the 3 hours, like I got my non-negotiables done, I reset a little bit, and I got everything I needed done in 3 hours. And it was just super productive 3 hours. I sprinted for those 3 hours, and then I can kind of jog for the rest of the day and kind of chill for the rest of the day. But again, it's very productive 3 hours. So I think the grind mindset of you need to be working every minute on the minute, all these things, it's like, it's kind of bullshit. Obviously, again, if you have family commitment, you have more commitments, the more on-time commitments you have, the more structured you need to be. But if you don't have those things, the grind mindset is bullshit. And the grind mindset's bullshit for those people too, because it's like the people saying the grind mindset, the entrepreneur mindset, don't have kids or families either. Like that's not realistic. So I think set non-negotiables and then sprint to go get those non-negotiables done, or jog throughout the day and get those non-negotiables done. But it doesn't matter when or how you get those things done. It just matters that you get your non-negotiables done. You can sprint some days, you can jog some days, you can walk some days, getting those done. But as long as you get them done, it was a really productive day and you got done more than most people got done. Again, we worked for like 3 hours a day, but we fucking crushed those 3 hours and got after it today. So that was a kind of a message that came to me and I thought it was important. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was how to make good memes. I think I'm decent at making memes, right? And I think one of the things Will and Jake and I were talking about, some people that are bad at memes. Like, memes don't work for everybody, okay? They can work for everybody, but it's not just like you make a meme and it's going to work on social media or it's going to get your message across, right? That's not how memes work. I think one of the issues when strength coaches specifically are making memes, and this is the real interference effect here, is they let their egos get in the way of humor, okay? They don't want to look silly. They don't want to look goofy. They don't want to look like the idiot. They don't want to look like the memester, but they're playing the meme game, right? So you have two options there. If your ego's too big, don't make memes. Like, don't make them. They're not going to be funny, and it makes you look way more cringe than anything else. Like, the dudes that have big egos, they typically use the same memes over and over again, and it's just like it's just not a good look. It's pretty cringe. So if you have that big ego, you just recognize the big ego. Don't play the meme game. If you want to play the meme game, set your fucking ego aside and go be funny, dude. Like, don't let your ego get in the way of humor. Don't let, like, these stories you tell yourself get in the way of like a good joke and a way of getting your message across, a very effective way of getting your message across, right? People do not, just because you think you're a serious person, they like, it's your message that matters, it's your life that matters. Just because you make a funny meme doesn't mean people take you less seriously. And the people that take you less seriously because of a meme, when you have long form content out there, when you live a lifestyle, a good style, like a good serious in quotations lifestyle, you're a productive human on this planet, you're doing good things, like you have a successful business. People that take you less seriously because you have a meme, like, are not people you want associated with your life, and typically are like mid-tier people that are not accomplishing anything, and they're taking themselves way too serious to kind of overcompensate for that. The fact that like they feel it's like the grinder in the weight room. It's like they have to lift a lot of weights to prove to themselves that they belong on the team rather than just going to get better at the sport, right? So it's like, I'm the grinder, I'm the try hard, I do all these things. Like, okay, but you're still a third string. Yeah, but I'm a grinder, right? It's all genetics. I'm just a grinder, right? So people do that in life too. It's like, I'm not succeeding in business, I'm not succeeding as a coach, I'm not succeeding as these things, but I'm a grinder, I take it serious. It's like, well, maybe the thing that can take you to the next level is taking yourself a little bit less seriously. Maybe it's relating with your athletes or your clientele just a little bit more, right? And again, if you just have a serious personality and it's like you're not a jokester, that's okay too. Like, I know a lot of those people. It's just like, they're just not jokesters. That's a cool way to do it, and that's just who they authentically are, right? I just think the people that put up these characters of I'm the grinder, I'm not a goofy strength coach. It's like, that's a character you are playing to compensate for this fact of these other things of like, you're not successful, you're not where you want to be. And that's not to say you won't be, but I think, and this is kind of the message, I think having that ego and being the serious strength coach and wearing these characters and having these masks on all the time is what's keeping you from being an authentic, successful strength coach, right? So if you want to make a good meme, if you want to be funny on Instagram, just go be funny, get your message across, and stick with that and practice that. It takes practice. It takes practice to get over yourself. It takes practice to be funny, as crazy as that is. I talk about like how people think others are just like naturally funny people, naturally charismatic people. And every single time you talk to a funny person, it's like, yeah, dude, I've been telling jokes since I've been 4 years old. It's like they got to laugh from their parents when they're 4 is their way of being seen and heard when they were the young kid. And then they've got thousands and thousands of reps of that over and over and over again, right? So I think the more reps you get at just being authentically yourself, getting the message across, getting a good chuckle in, and taking yourself a little bit less serious. And I don't even want to say it's less serious sounds bad. It's not that you're like goofing around and throwing out your life. It's just, I don't know. I feel like so many people, it's like if you're swinging a bat, it's like they grip the bat so fucking tight that they can't do anything. It's like they're punching the bat when they're doing that. It's like, dude, you'd be so much better if you're just like nice and loose. And then when it comes time to work, when it comes time to hit the ball, then you smash. But it's like that whip-like effect, the exponential gain that you're looking for, you can't get that if you're always here. You're always trying to break things. You're always serious. It's like nice and loosey-goosey, nice and whip-like, exponential gain. Relax, relax, relax. When it's time to work, then we go. When it's time to be serious, then we go. When it's time to present, then we go, right? So I just think there's a better way to do it. And I just know people that want to be funny. They are funny people, but they get in their head of, oh, if I put on a meme, if I do this, if I whatever, and they pigeonhole themselves, they silo themselves into just weird characters and weird masks that they don't need to wear. I think the more you can just relax when it's time to relax, and then go when it's time to go. Again, there needs to be the balance there. But when it's time to present, I promise you I bring my A game. I promise you I bring my A game when it's time to present. When it's time to hop on a podcast, I promise I go hard. When it's time to build a product, I promise I go hard. When it's time to go coach and help somebody out, I promise I take it serious and I go hard with it. But when it's the build up to there, it's like you don't always have to be there. And I honestly think that squeezing of everything, that it's a protective mechanism. And I've been there before. It's like you feel like you need to be that tight polo coach that has all their ducks in a line because you don't have enough confidence, you have a scarcity mindset, but mostly you don't have faith in yourself and your own abilities to be all right just as the person that you are, right? And I think that's a mistake for a lot of coaches, and you see it in the strength conditioning game a lot, especially with the meme and the meme wave that's coming through. Again, you're never going to make a funny meme trying to be overly serious, and the real interference effect is having your ego run in the way of humor, right? Anybody that doesn't take you serious because of a meme is not a person you want in your life, all right? that was a good day today. Felt like I was kind of on one today with my talking. Hopefully I listen back to this. Sometimes I listen back, I'm like, I sound like a total idiot. Sometimes I listen back, I'm like, ooh, that was kind of smart, Austin. Don't know where that came from. And a lot of times it's on vice versa days. It's like when I thought it was like the worst video ever, it ended up being a decent video. And then sometimes I'll leave the video, I'm like, oh, I said so much gold. I go back, I'm like, bro, what the fuck were you talking about? But kind of the process of this whole YouTube game. But I'm gonna go hit some nukes here. I will be there in 15 minutes and we'll go from there. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Keep chopping wood. Let's get it today.